This is the URT. You are the URT. We are the URT. Welcome to the URT.
Big up your body. Got mashed.
We got mashed. I'm not even laughing. That was the April Fools FC. We deserve to get it. April Fools. We are the biggest fools. Supporters of this football club, we are the biggest fools. And those players take us all for the fools that we are. And this football club takes us for the fools that we are. April Fools FC. That's what it is. Approach play, 7 out of 10. Actual play in attack, where it matters,
Shit.
-10.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's
Dogshite.
exactly right.
Absolute
Yeah.
dogshite.
Yes. Yes.
Absolute dogshite. A team that's played Saturday night, played nearly Saturday evening, played 1 hour and 30 minutes till penalties. And they had a bit more grit, bit more fight, especially in the second half. First half, they defended. They just low blocked us. Second half, they were more aggressive. They wanted it more. And we've got an attack. Dogu tonight, his worst game in the Manchester United series so far. Absolute dogshite. Zerski, dogshite. Bruno Fernandes, the horrendous. Bumbaye, if you don't tell the truth about Bruno Fernandes tonight, when he was number 10, even when he went back to 8, then we're going to fall out.
We're going to fall out.
Garnacho, horrendous.
Oh, he killed me. He killed
Bruno,
me.
Zerski, and Dogu giving the ball away. Hoofball. No patience. Not an extra pass. Garnacho thinks he's bloody Ronaldo. Taking the same shot minute after minute after minute.
It was the old Garnacho today, bro. Very frustrating throughout the whole game. Yeah, not good.
Dogshite. But don't worry. We're going to buy young players. We're going to get them cheap. And then we're going to be stagnating in the bottom half of the league. Mark my words. Do you think that the 13 teams or 12 teams or 13 teams above us are going to stand still? Are going to look for cheap youngsters? Do you think they're going to actually sign footballers that are of quality? Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Rant is coming. My rant is coming. We're in an abusive relationship with this football club and these players. These players look like they went on a bender. They went on a stag night, all drinking. They couldn't even pass the ball 5 yards. We waited for this for nearly 3 weeks. 3 weeks we waited to see this game on April the 1st, and it's made a fool out of all of us. I have never, in all the time me and Bumbaye watched Manchester United, in our lifetime, I have never seen a worse attack than this. I have never seen lack of options off the bench than this.
Yeah, 100%. Jarvis will come on here in a bit maybe, and he'll tell you what I said to him. I got onto him, and he said to me, "What's your take on the game?" I said, "You know what? First, before the goal went in, I thought, oh, in the mood maybe. That goal goes in. What did I say yesterday? If they score first, it's a massive problem. The two things that they do well are the things that kill us. They score the goal. He goes to a back five at 36 minutes. A back five takes Danilo off. Says to his boys, right, Elanga, Oyewini, and the guy on the left, you start pressing in a 3. As soon as they bypass the press, everybody back to our box. Wait there. They've got no penetration. They're not playing a striker today, so that is vacated. We're effectively 10 yards back anyway. And we're going to break. That is all you do against Man United because there is no penetration. Today, lots of people were missing. I'm not sure. I swear to God, I was trying to figure out is Ugarte and Casemiro playing. I didn't see the starting lineup. I tuned in like it started. And I was like, where is everybody today? Bruno for 20 minutes first half, very congested, thought he did all right. Then we got desperate. He started to try those balls that were going nowhere. Midfield today non-existent, but I said to Jarvis, Garnacho's killing us. 6 unanswered one-on-ones without a cross, without a pass, dispossessed. It went back to the old Garnacho today, man. It wasn't good, and we needed him to have a half-decent game. And another thing is, we're crossing balls into the box. Every single cross from every single player, more or less, is awful. We can't cross. Only Bruno with the corners was decent, I have to say, first half. But all the crosses in open play were shocking. Shocking. Rasmus Højlund comes on. It's just huffing and puffing. There's no movement from him. It's static stuff. Second half comes. Bruno drops deep. I thought he pulled the strings deep, I have to say, Nuruddin. I'm not saying it was a great, but he was just firing balls out wide, bypassing midfield so that we could go. I think, though, the biggest problem today, the guys who are supposed to get us the goals, do the penetration, were all dead. This is, in terms of Man United attack, you're not going to find a worse one than this. There's not a player there that you're thinking we can't do without that player. Garnacho. If Garnacho was 25, you'd probably all be saying, you know what, crack on, sell. But we're thinking he might fill out, he might develop, and we're desperate. There's no backup. That's the problem. Rasmus Højlund is not good enough at this moment for Man United. Nowhere near it, man. Nowhere near it. And today it was just a lot of huffing and puffing. There was a few good things. In first half, there was some good transitions where we had our chances, but they died. Garnacho got on the ball. He couldn't make anything at the end of it. And when you lose a game like that and you're not really creating anything and you're huffing and you're puffing and it's all like this, it just makes you walk away with a you feel sick. Like, man, what the hell was that? And that's pretty much the game, bro, today. And honestly, they didn't play particularly great, but they just defended well, man. And we're just not able to do any penetration against low block. Even before my man came in, Amorim, we talked about this so much. We're just not a team that has just nice, flowing, attacking football, penetration, runs in. It's just not there at the minute. I've seen worse performances than that. I'm not going to lie, man. It's the frustration more than anything, the lack of penetration that has killed me. Like you say, approach play, yes, not bad. Sometimes we transitioned.
This is
Not
a
a lot.
team that is shattered, Mumbai.
Yeah, it
He's
is.
out
Yeah,
on his
I
feet
get
that
you.
plays
I get you. I get
Saturday
you.
afternoon.
No, I
This
get
is
you.
a team
100%.
that is done. And they
Bro,
look like they wanted to give it in the second half.
yeah, they did.
Second
But
half.
bro, it's killing me that we can't do nothing against low block. It's killing us that we cannot do anything
It
against low
wasn't
block.
even a low block. In the first half, they were quite open.
Second half, it went completely low block. You've seen it. But even first half, after 36 minutes, bro, they dropped and he thought, right, chill out, because he took Danilo off, bro, and he went to a back five. And that's just it. When you concede after 4 minutes, Nuruddin, and it's Nottingham Forest, bro, they're really good breaking. They defend really well at the back as well. We didn't really offer anything. We brought Maguire on. It was kind of like Mourinho bringing Fellaini on. Get him on there. Let's get a header. It's all just, it's not good enough for Man United, this, bro. It's poor, bro. It's poor overall. That game just got away from us. And I don't
swear
think we
to
were
God,
shockingly bad, bro, but I just don't feel
Manchester
there's,
United,
we're getting in.
Bruno as the captain would have been hooked up. Garnacho would have been hooked up. Sexy would have been hooked up. Dogu would have been hooked up.
Yeah, he didn't have a good game tonight.
All of them, all those four would have been hooked up.
Bro,
Ben,
where was did you
April Fool's performance.
before
We
you
had
go to Ben,
invested
bro,
time and energy into
before
this pile of shite.
before you go to Big Ben, tell me what you thought today. I didn't feel there was any midfield in Ugarte and Casemiro. I didn't feel they were there or playing. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
What do you expect, though?
I don't know,
What do
man.
you expect?
What to expect? What do you expect?
It looked like the players were pissed, Ben. It looked like our attack was pissed.
It looked like
They went
we'd
on the
played on
April Fool's
Saturday.
piss. They look, yeah, we look like we played on Saturday,
Yeah.
and we went to extra time on Saturday. That's what we look like.
Yeah.
Talk to me. How did you see
Yes.
the game? Good luck to you. How are you doing, first of all?
Yeah, I'm doing
Evening,
good.
Ben.
I missed the first 25 minutes of
You
the
didn't
game
miss anything.
because
You didn't miss anything.
I seen the goal.
We're-
I seen the goal. I seen the goal. No, I was in hospital there with my granny there because she was just starting her she had a wee interview to start her retreatment, so she did. But nah,
Bless her.
missed the first
Sending your
25
granny
minutes.
love. What's their name?
Her name is Mora.
Sending Mora love. Go ahead.
Thank you. Big up, bro. Big up.
Yeah,
And
man.
big up the
Big up.
Bombay, bro. Big up.
God bless, man. Big yourself up too.
Cheers. Thank you. But no, I missed the first 25 minutes. I seen the goal, and oh my god, that is absolutely fucking embarrassing. Like honestly, how can you let? And I know Alanga's so quick, and do you know what? I actually rated Alanga. I actually did. It's way better than fucking that PR Ronaldo bullshit player we have, Garnacho. Absolute disgraceful performance from him. But how can you? First things first. Why the fuck did he not? Excuse my language. Why did he not? Slide tackle him or even take a yellow card? But he just shows the type of footballer he is. He's just a kid. He's literally a child because he has no physicality. Alanga just literally sat him down. Man literally dived to the ground and he literally allowed Alanga to shoot. Just embarrassing, man. 4 or 5 defenders we had there at the back, and none of them can track him down. Just embarrassing and fucking embarrassing. And you can't coach that because that's on Garnacho. The coaches all talk about physicality. I want to get my players to be more physical and stuff. Well, there you go. Garnacho's just been exposed. He's not physical enough. So why are you playing him? Why are you playing him? It's just a fucking embarrassment. And you know what? Shout out to our fucking defense, bro, because our defense was unbelievable tonight. Unbelievable. Shout out to Euro. I think Euro was the man of the match. I thought Dorga was a wee bit off today. His crosses weren't particularly great, but you know what? He's only a kid, and I've seen so much potential in this kid. I thought Dallo, same shit, different day. Bruno Fernandes. Best, this he is.
I'll be back
one
in
of our
5
best
minutes.
He probably is our best player of so far this season. But Bruno Fernandes cannot continue with this club for the next 3 years. Real Madrid, please, 90 million if it's true, even if it's not true. 90 million, please. I beg. I'll take this guy. I'll actually drive this guy to Real Madrid myself. He's so bad. I can't stand him. The hoofballing again. I can't fucking stand this player. And and all the chat can say I have an agenda. I do have an agenda. I just don't like him. I never rated him. I never rated him. Even when he first came in, I said no. This is not the guy. He's not the guy. He's not. He's just not. And how is he? He's our fucking captain as well. He's our captain. And you know what? I thought Hoyland was all right, but no quality in Hoyland. No quality in Xerxes. I think Xerxes should be a squad player at best. But fucking Garnacho, man. What is Amarim doing? Why is he not taking Garnacho off? Why is he not taking him off? Give the kids a chance. Give Kone a chance. It's fucking abysmal, man. We're just a comedy football club. We're just ran like fucking pigs. Honestly, it's just fucking embarrassment. And you know what? I actually said to my brother, and me and him were like, we watched back the goal back, and I said, do you know what? I 100% guarantee once Alanga was through, I knew instantly that fucking fool in nets. I said, there's no way this guy's saving this shot from Alanga. And what happened? Man, literally was about a second and a half late diving the right direction. It was just embarrassing. Like the way he dives, it's just honestly, it's a big red flag. And just honestly, people say, "Oh, we need a new striker. We need a new bro." Stuff in the back. We need to get rid of this fucking fool, bro, at our club. 50 million we spent on him. We spent 50 million on him. We spent 50 million on him. And you know what? I thought Casemiro and Ugarte was hard for them at times. I thought Ugarte shouldn't have started this game. Me personally, I would have preferred Bruno Fernandes to play in the 8 because Bruno always, that's his best position. But even when he moved to the position, he still wasn't good enough. And you know what? The most important thing with Bruno is a lot of Bruno fans read him and stuff, but Mr. Consistency, that's the one thing you need to stay in this football club, and he's just not consistent enough, especially in the big fucking games. He's only played one good game in one of the big games, and that was Liverpool and Anfield. I thought he was unbelievable, but ever since, no, he's just not good enough. And Bruno fans just need to just get a grip and just grow the fuck up, bro. Honestly, it's just embarrassing. And shout out to Delit, shout out to Mazraoui. They did not need a defeat. They didn't need a defeat. I actually thought the patterns were actually quite well. I thought we
The
controlled the game
approach
quite
play.
well.
The
Yeah,
approach play 7.
was
I said approach play 7.
Yeah.
The attack minus
Yep.
10.
-10. Embarrassing. Just embarrassing. Embarrassing. That's why the defense didn't need that loss tonight. And you know what? They all three of them can hold their heads up high. And then the big calamity at the end. Maguire as a striker.
You know you're begging there.
Maguire's a striker.
Hey, who would you start, Maguire or Hoyland, the striker?
Oh,
I have never seen a lack of options. I have never seen a bench like what we have right now. I have never seen players. Today, Ben, I swear to God, Bruno Fernandes, I counted 8 times he gave the ball away.
Yep.
Simple. And
Yep.
at the end,
Facts.
he was just hoofing it. At the end, desperate. He's the worst guy to give the ball to when he's towards the end. The panic.
Yep.
He's supposed to be the captain. He's supposed to get the ball down and play and go, right, let's make the right decisions. Play the percentages.
Yep. Absolutely.
Don't do his worst game in a Manchester United shirt.
Facts. But I'm not worried.
Garnacho needs to be taken out of this football team. He needs to be put on the bench for 6, 7 games, 10 games.
It was a step back tonight. But look, do you know when it comes to Bruno Fernandes, guys?
What were you watching? Step back.
Yeah, no, step back for him.
He was amateur.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was the old Garnacho. We've been saying that he's maturing a bit.
No, he's got no. I have not been saying that.
Okay, I'm saying that.
He played better when he went to a wing back.
I think both sides today. The first half, I thought for me, Nico Williams was excellent tonight. I think he is my man of the match. I thought he was brilliant. First half, Bruno slots him in, I think 3 times. Every time Garnacho, there's no cross and there's no option. There's head down, dispossessed, we lose the momentum, we're on the back foot. He switches to the right, Aina, then the other guy comes on instead of Aina, who went off injured. And it's the same story tonight. And it was really frustrating. I think we just sat here mentioning, all 3 of us didn't watch the game together, and we've all said the same thing and agreed that the approach play was all right. There was some good patterns. There was some good transition. When you got to the final third is where everything broke down. And the final third, who's got the ball in the final third? Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, I think when you see that game happening like that and you start to get frustrated and you start to realize that we're not going to score, it's just all over the place today. That's when Bruno starts doing that stuff. That's when Bruno starts doing that stuff. And you know what? It didn't work today. Out of every 10 balls, 2 might have got to the guy when he was doing that Hollywood shit. But when he dropped deep second half, thought he started to pull the strings, bypassing their midfield straight to Garnacho and Dogu, and then it's up to you. But the quality was dreadful. The first half, first 25 minutes, I thought Bruno was all right. Was very congested in midfield, man, with Gibbs and Yates and that guy you were telling me about who was a good player. But he actually kept composure and got us out of that, and we were away. The final third killed us today. And Garnacho, man, is, for me, had a lot of opportunities to do much better with that. And he squandered every single one.
Luani, so jump on. I've sent you the link.
We turned down 60 million, bro, for Garnacho. We turned down 60 fucking million.
Do you know what it is, Ben? We had this thing, I think, in us where maybe he's going to be something, but then we thought, what if we'd have sold him? What do we do? Who do we start?
Listen,
everybody's gone.
Listen, the lap's not saving us. Nobody's saving us.
No, nobody.
Nobody's saving us. Nobody's saving us. there's no savior. And the biggest thing is those players were on the football pitch. Garnacho shooting at the stars, at the moon.
Let me ask you this
You know
question
what?
today.
He's shooting for the stars and the moon, and none of the players on the football pitch tell him, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Nora, Ben, I want to ask you just a simple question, yeah. I thought we saw a lot of the ball in the final third, and we had opportunities first and second half. But if we had today Kvaratskhelia, let's say, instead of Garnacho, Harry Kane instead of Hoyland, I don't know, change one more if you want. Do we score? Do we maybe get a goal, change the game? I think the quality up there today, man, is just not there. Like you're saying, this is not Man United what I'm used to. Our starting players are Hoyland and Garnacho. You know, it's not Man United. Imagine you have a Mahrez, you have a
Nah, I swear to
Kvaratskhelia,
God,
a Harry Kane, or like proper killers with cutting edge that know what they're doing
it's
up
what's
there.
behind them. It's what's behind them as well. Bruno was Dogshite.
Yeah. No.
Plus, you don't want to admit that. Luani, talk to me.
Big up
Hey,
Luani.
April Fools.
good afternoon,
April
everybody. How are you
Fools.
guys doing?
April Fools performance.
Easy, brother.
Maguire up front.
April Fools performance.
Nah, I mean, I have to disagree with you a little bit, Nuruddin. On this one, I have to go with Boumaier. I don't think the performance was that bad at all. It's a
Yeah, we
tale of
said it.
two.
Look
Yeah,
at the heading.
it's
Luani,
yeah.
look at the
Okay.
heading of the show. The approach play was
Yeah.
7 out of 10. The
I'll
attack
be honest. I
was
was pleasantly
10.
surprised. No, I mean, it was an enjoyable game for football for me. The only thing at the beginning of the game, I was just a little puzzled why Amorim decided to start Euro on the right and then Mazarawi on the left. But the defense held very well. We
Yep.
didn't do any mistake except for the goal of
Except for the
Elanga.
most important thing.
Yeah,
Come on,
we
Luani.
how do we go from taking a set piece, a corner, from conceding a goal? I don't know. That's a lack of concentration from the part of Garnacho and Dogu. But when you look at the goal back again, you see when Elanga was coming with the ball, he cut into the central corridor, right into the path of
Yeah, he did.
Garnacho. So Garnacho was supposed to match his pace before he can cut into that central corridor, but he was a little bit behind, so he couldn't catch up after that, and that's a desperate case for Dogu to try to recover with a last ditch tackle, and it didn't work. But the first half, I was pleasantly surprised. I don't know why Nuno Espirito Santo set up in a 4-2-3-1, but we had a lot of joys on the flank. Our wingers were getting all the space. They were staying up high and they were getting a lot of space on the flank. And the tens were dropping in the middle, plus Xerxes, and the whole opposite movement thing. It was working fine. We were getting a lot of joy. Bruno missed a couple of big chances. The header. That header, a better striker, like you say, like Boumaier say, a hurricane. That header is a goal, and he also got a chance where last game, right, that he scored straight with that ball, and then the same thing happened today. He could have taken a couple of that, but
Luani,
he took the shot a bit too
we're
quick,
losing you.
and yes, we did have our chances.
At the end of the day, people, somebody here says, big up Ryan Newton, says Garnacho is Daniel James. Actually, Daniel James was more effective. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yep. Facts.
Daniel James was a bit more effective. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, we have better quality up there today when we get the ball. I think it's a different game. That was my thoughts.
Apologies, guys.
Luani, we can't hear you,
Yeah.
Luani. We can't hear you.
Oh, you
Big
can
up
hear
Sean.
me?
Oh, go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead. Sorry. We
I can
hear
hear
you.
you now. Yeah,
You
pick up,
can
guys.
hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Luani. Finish up.
Yeah,
Finish up.
so yeah, we were decent in the first half. We were cutting them open at will, and the opposite movement was working. Our wingers have a lot of space. The only thing is that we don't have enough quality in the final third and in the areas that matter when we get the ball. So I cannot put that first half on Amorim. Yes, the fact that Espirito Santos play in a 4-2-3-1 gave us a lot of space, and I think he tried to rectify that by going back to a back five. And by the time they came back in the second half, they were able to set up their defense, and at that point the game become a little more even. As for after that, that's when Amorim ran out of ideas because we couldn't break
Luani,
them down
can I just
after that
remind
point.
you,
Yeah.
Luani, can I just remind you, we played against a team in Saturday afternoon that I played 130 minutes.
Yeah, but you know, Nuruddin, I don't
125 minutes.
see
They
it
were
that way.
shattered. They were shattered.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that.
I don't see it that way, right?
And
Nuruddin.
in the second half, they came into the game. They got their press right. They actually were trying to score the second goal. And we were just trying to do, I don't know what we were doing, but the approach play aspects of the game, I would say maybe 2.5 quarters of the game, our approach play was good, was 7 out of 10. Yeah, our attack was minus fucking 10. Nobody can tell me otherwise.
No, the only thing I will blame Amorim for today is just the substitution. The tactic were working, but then second half when he made his substitution, Ugarte is not the answer. So when he decided to take off Ugarte to take off Casemiro, he was supposed to bring in somebody like Toby Collier and Garnacho. Why did he move Garnacho back to the left? The reason why we have him on the right in the first place is so he couldn't cut it and shoot. And then he moved it back to the left, and then Garnacho went back to his default setting, just cutting in and shoot. I would have preferred he take Garnacho out and put Eriksen, because Garnacho was receiving the ball. He was not, at that point, Forest already decided that they were going to defend a 1-0 lead. So they dropped back a little bit, and they were playing in the back five. So those space are not going to be there for Garnacho to run into. What he needed to do, just bring Eriksen in so that those space that the areas that Garnacho was occupying at the edge of the box, trying to cut in and shoot, I believe Eriksen who have made a better use of the ball in those areas. And then that's Amorim for you. He goes from the bad to the ugly by bringing in Maguire. At that point, you know that we are in a scumbag mode. We're just trying to scumbag a win. But those are things that I hope he will rectify as a manager. Otherwise, the first half is something that's pleasant for me. And the only thing I have about that tactic is that it look a bit predictable if we don't have enough creative players. So eventually we're gonna need better players to be able to make use of that way of moving the ball. And if they support him next summer and they bring in better players, maybe we could get a few more good results. So that's my take on the game.
Yeah.
Right, go ahead, Sean. Sean, what did you see that game? I saw April Fool's performance, treating us like we're fools. That's what I saw.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with your description of April Fools because I don't know why. I don't know why I do this to myself, right? Like, I don't know why, for whatever reason, that I came into this game with some expectation or some hope, right? I thought before the international break, we were turning a corner, right? It looked like we were playing well, we had a few good results. I thought that we were going to see something different today. I don't know if I have as much patience for Amorim and his machinations, basically, as the guys here. I'm concerned, right? I thought we had agreed. I thought we had reached a point of consensus that Bruno was going to be playing deeper as one of the number 10s. Only for me to turn on the TV today and see, okay, you're playing Nugati and Casemiro. That means Bruno is moving forward. No problem, right? We all wanted to see Bruno in the number 10. I just thought that as a team, this was the new understanding that we had, that Bruno is one of our number 8s. He plays deeper. And so, therefore, we play Garnacho and Xerxes behind Højlund. I thought we had arrived at something. Only for me to turn on the TV today and see it's a whole different approach, right? And I mean, the manager is definitely free to do whatever he wants, right? To make all these changes. But at some point, I did not sign up for all this losing. Like, that's what's kind of like annoying me. Like, I couldn't see where I mean, the possession is nice, but possession has always been a feature of Amorim's game, right? Amorim's system. From the very first game that he played at United, it was about possession between the centre backs, passing the ball from left to right without any penetration. So the story of lack of penetration is not new. It's not today. From the get-go, it has always been basically that way. I'm concerned. I think I told you guys last time we spoke that for me, I would like us to start the clock again right now. I think it's important for us to finish the season strong. And this doesn't give me any confidence that we're going to achieve any of the objectives that I personally have set out for the team. Because the way I look at it, at least 9 of our starting 11 that played today, at least 9 of them are still going to be here next season, right? So this idea that he just needs new players that can learn the system, no. It's these guys, majority of these people in the team right now that are going to have to implement the system next year. So if after 8 months, they still don't understand the system, I don't see what another 2 months of summer training is going to do to help them understand the system. And that's just me. So, like, I'm honestly, like, I just want to see my team win. Like, I just want to see us not be so pathetic, right, when we play football, because Nottingham Forest, I think we could have played this game for another 2 hours, and there was no way we were going to score. Like, there was no way United was going to score because we have nothing to offer, essentially, because we have 3 defenders at the back, so at least that's 1 man missing from the front. Our style of play requires the ball to go first back to the centre back, through all the centre backs, then to the flank, then back to the centre backs, then no penetration, no direct play. So honestly, like I'm tired, I'm irritated, I'm frustrated with everything that I'm seeing. And like at some point, Amorim needs to prove the theory of his case. Like, he needs to show that his ideas actually can work in the league. Because I think Nottingham Forest also play 3 at the back now, right? We saw a different style of 3 at the back system, very direct, more attacking. Those guys understand what they're doing. This is Nuno Espirito Santo's first season in the Premier League. At best, he has 3 more months of experience with his team than Amorim does with his team. I don't think the difference between us and Forest today is 3 months of training. So, I want to see more from Amorim. I'm tired of talking about the players. I'm tired of talking about the overall ownership and all that kind of stuff. I want to see more from the manager that we hired to get results for us. Like, I don't care what it is, but I'm just tired of losing. Like, I'm tired of going into games, whether it's home or away, not being able to expect anything from my team. I just don't accept that this is our destiny, or this is the way it has to be right now. And I wish we'll get another outcome, or that another outcome was on the horizon for us, because it doesn't look like there's anything good that can come out of this relationship that we've entered into with
So,
Amorim.
Sean, are you blaming the manager on this one?
I mean, I want to stay away from that type of framing of blame, right? Because it connotes something. I'm not blaming Amorim. I hold him responsible. Let me put it that way.
Can you tell me about Bruno's performance tonight?
That's what I started with, right? That I thought going into the international break,
Why
thought
does
we
he
had
have to give the
settled.
ball away so much?
No. I thought we had settled on a position for Bruno as quarterback. That's what I thought. That the last 3 games before the international break, we had settled on Bruno and Ugarte, or Bruno and Collier, or Bruno and Casemiro, because we saw that the best performances that we saw recently had Bruno and somebody else in the number 6, Xerxes and Garnacho behind Højlund. Højlund was just starting to score. Xerxes was just starting to get into the rhythm of being the number 10. Bruno was just starting to get into the rhythm of playing deeper. And then you change it. Like, what are we doing? Right? So, I mean, Bruno is Bruno, right? I don't want to have the Bruno arguments. You know how I feel about Bruno. I know how you feel about Bruno. I just want...
Sean? How do you feel?
I think Bruno is one of the best players playing football today in the world. I don't think he should be the captain of... I don't think that means he should be the captain of Manchester United. I don't think that makes him a good captain, but I think he's a fantastic footballer who we should have in our squad.
Is that an April Fool's joke?
I hope so.
Okay.
Does that answer your question,
I'm asking you a question.
Bloody Laurel and Hardy
Let me
over
get
there.
the super chat. Big up Kelly's from Medin Lassie, by the way, for all the quotes. I forgot to shout him out. Chief Editor United Real Therapy. Big up to him. Adewale, good to see. Bring this thing, get at least 5 or 7 players, first team players, to come in the starting lineup. Nothing will change. Garnacho, Bruno, Ugarte, Casemiro, the lot all need to get benched or leave. Not good enough for what we want
I
to
mean,
do.
I
couldn't
don't
agree
understand.
more. But go
I don't
ahead.
understand. I don't understand that statement. Like when you say Amorim needs to get 5 to 7 players, why 5 to 7? Why not 11? Right? Why not a whole new team? Why not build a whole new stadium? Right? Like all these preconditions before. Like, are you saying that like we need 5 to 7 players to not come 16th or 13th in the Premier League? Like, is that what people are trying to tell me? That unless we buy 7 players, new players into the first team, our destiny is to end up as 13th or 14th. I don't buy that. I think what we're seeing right now is if that's why I said I don't like the word blame, but I'm going with the term responsible. I think Amorim made a conscious choice to open us up to some losses. Basically, he made a conscious decision at the beginning when he was first hired, and he said so, right, that we should expect some pain. I just thought that at some point there will be an end to the storm. Like, the storm just keeps on storming. Basically, the storm has gone from category 1 to a freaking hurricane. Basically, right? And there's no end in sight. That's my issue. Like, I think we can do more out of the players that we currently have, and I don't think the solution necessarily is to go and buy 5 to 7 players, because we could end up in a situation like the last manager, when we're now saying, oh well, actually the 6 players that we bought, none of them are actually good for anything because they were bought for this specific manager system, right? So now we don't like Xerxes, we don't like Højlund, we don't like Mount, we don't like Onana, we don't like Mazraoui, we don't like Delete. How many players did I call? 6 or 7 that were signed for one manager, right? And somebody is saying we need to go and buy another 6 or 7 for Amorim specifically. You know, that, like, yeah. I mean, that's somebody else talking. I'm tired.
Sean, can I go know so I think as fans we caught between a rock and a hard place. The issue that we have is that we've seen a lot of games with Amorim, but we haven't seen enough of what the system is about. It looked like the system fits some teams. When they play in a high line, when they're attacking us, his system fit those kind of teams, because then we have the space in the middle and then we have the space on the flank that we can exploit. That's why today the first half and the second half were in a certain way a macroscope macrocosm of our season. The first half, Nuno Experimento Santos played 4-2-3-1. The midfield was wide open. He didn't worry about the flank. And we had a joy on the pitch. But as soon as he came back to his senses and went back to a back 5 and dropped a low block, we ran out of ideas. And that's exactly how our season has been. And that's the issue I have with Amorim, because it's easy to play the teams like City, the big teams that come and attack us and leave space in behind. But then when we play in the rest of the Premier League that respect us and put men behind the ball and lock the flank, what are we doing now at that point? Bruno is a dynamic player. Okay, I don't subscribe to the idea of Bruno dropping in a back 4 and launching the ball left and right. He's a dynamic player. He can do that, of course, but he doesn't have the attribute to play out of the back as a real 6. So for me, he's definitely an 8. He doesn't have the intricacies to play as a 10, although he have a good tendency to shoot on goal, and his shots are usually very, very good. He is an 8. He's very dynamic and he can move the ball around. He's quick thinking, and I think he should just be used as an 8. The issue we have is that as fans, there are a lot of players that we think are good, but they're not really good. And the good players, the few good players that we have are getting drawn into it. Ugarte
Luani,
is not a good player.
I don't want to fight you, but like, I don't like this argument because they're asking Amorim the same question, right? Like, no,
Let me just get the super chat. Pick up Adewale says, Sean, the players are shit. You don't have to buy anything. You think Bruno is world class.
no, like
world class player says it all. Our
Sure.
players are not good enough. Simple as, and it's the truth. That's
No,
why we're
I-
13. Why do you think
I'm-
we're 13?
That's what I just said.
You want to blame
That's
it
what
all on the coach?
No,
It's not on the coach.
that's what I said. I'm Nudian, and I'm very carefully, very specifically saying I don't like the framework of blame. That's not the framework that I want to use. I'm holding Amorim responsible because he himself came and said when we first signed him, he said it himself that he's taking a calculated risk, right, for short-term pain, right, in lieu of future long-term benefits. And I'm saying that this short-term period is looking more like medium-term. It has gone from short-term to medium-term pain. And I'm saying the long-term benefit is less clear to me right now as I sit here than it was when we first signed Amorim and the excitement was all of there. So that's with regard to like blame or responsibility. As far as the individual players themselves, right? I call BS because the same fans that were saying that, Ten Hag was at fault for getting rid of Sancho and all these players that were, much better than what we had. Those same fans are now saying that actually the players that we have on the table right now are shit. I don't buy it. Like I call BS. Like you can't tell me that every single player in this squad. So who is shit, right? Is it Ugarte that we signed for PSG with the highest ranking tackling stats basically in the world? Is it Demit? Who is shit? Is it Mazraoui? Who is the shit player? Is it Xerxes that is Joga Bonito, right? Or Z9 that we're calling who is the shit player? Like it all comes down to
All
people's
of them are
individual
shit. All of them,
agendas.
we
Okay.
overhype our players, Sean. All of them are shit.
No,
They're
I don't think
shit.
it's overhyped to say
It
that
is.
we are
They're
better
shit,
than
Sean.
that we are
We're
better than
13th,
14th position.
14th.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. Big up Mayo, URT, back to life, back to reality. Yeah, soul
Yep.
to soul.
Yep.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, but what we saying, Sean, you're saying that Amorim is subscribing to. He said
Listen,
he
I
want
want
to
to
do
go
like
to
a
Ben.
shot.
Hold it there, Mulwani.
Okay,
Hold
sure.
it there, Mulwani. Mulwani, Ben, do you think the players we have are good enough?
No.
Be honest.
Good enough for what?
No.
Are they good enough to finish top 10 in the table? No, they're not.
At this
They're not
moment,
showing it.
no.
I
Not at
think
all.
you guys are trying to eat your cake and have it.
Listen, Sean, let me tell you something. Our attack when it comes against
Yep.
Leicester, when it comes against Barnsley, when it comes against Ipswich, when it comes against Southampton, we can play.
So
it comes
when we
against
finished
Everton,
when we
we can
finished eighth,
show up. When it comes
when we finished in the
against
top 10
any
last
team up
year,
there,
was that a
we're
fluke?
shite.
When we finished in the top 10 last year, was that a fluke?
Yes, last
What
year
about
it was
what?
a fluke.
Yeah.
What
I
about the
kept
year before
saying it.
that? What about the year
I
before that
kept
we
saying
finished in the
it.
top 10?
No, the
Was that
year
a
before
fluke?
that, we deserved to finish there because
Okay. What about the previous year before that when we were fifth? We've been in the top 10. We've been in the top 10 as far as I can remember.
Not anymore, mate.
Since I've
Not
been in the
anymore.
United fan, we've
Not
been in the top
anymore.
10.
Not
Except
anymore.
for this
Teams around us have improved.
season.
Certain teams have improved while
Yes.
we
Okay.
sat still.
Facts.
Go ahead, Ben. I need you to
Go
explain
ahead,
to
Ben.
me
Yeah.
why the
Yes.
players are not good enough.
What I want to hear from you, Ben, right, is
Go on.
if you can reconcile your claim that the players are not good enough with Amorim's expressed desire to put us through some short-term pain.
Well, at the end of the day, I said it from like when Amarin came in, even when Ten Hag came in. I've said it since fucking I don't know, mate. Like our squad, like I could identify like 15 players, 16 players, probably even more that are just simply just not good enough. We still have players from fucking Van Gaal. We still have players from Mourinho. We still have players from Ollie. Like these are fucking years. Like there's players here that have just been here for far fucking too long. And like let me just get straight on to like the first things first. Like we have literally probably frankly one of the worst keepers I've ever fucking witnessed in football. Yeah. Sean, I was actually kind of surprised when you said about Delit and Mazraoui being shit. I don't think they're shit.
I was being sarcastic. Yeah, I don't think they're shit either. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Delit and Mazraoui has been really decent this year. I think Delit's shutting up all the haters as well. Like but forget about that. Maguire, Lindelof, we all know they're shit. McDonald's, Luke Shaw, he's still at Mickey D's, so he's still there. So I can't fault him. Dalot, I said it so many times. I don't generally think Dalot's that bad, even though I think he's been terrible this season. I
He
just
played
think
well
the issue.
today. I gotta give him. I gotta call it. He played well today. He's one of our best
Yeah.
players today.
I
One
just
of our
think the
best
issue.
players.
Yeah, I just think the issue is with Dalot is he doesn't fit a back three system.
He's
He
had
fits
a
a
couple
back.
of weeks rest. He's not
Yes.
played every 3 days or every week.
Mm.
He
Facts.
looked a bit more refreshed tonight. But
Facts. Yeah.
but I thought Mazraoui was good. Go
Yeah,
carry on,
he
Ben.
was.
Mazraoui was good. Euro when he went to left back,
Brilliant.
left centre back, he was brilliant. On the right hand side, like Luani said, he's not that great on the right hand side. On the left hand side, he was better because he
Yeah.
can come inside. Carry on, Ben.
Yeah. Big up. No, I thought Dalot. I think Dalot's just he plays his preferred system is a four in the back. Like four at the back, like Dalot was our best player last season. He was player of the season, and the reason why is I just think he doesn't really like. I think he is improving in this wing back position, but I just don't think he's the way forward. Moving on, like I just think we need to sell him. Get a 40 or 50 M's, to get rid of him. With Ugarte, I think the issue with Ugarte is, and I know a lot of people aren't liking him, but I think we brought him in just to be a squad player. And I have always said, I always said when, yes, it was 50 to 60 million we bought him for, but I just think he Amarin bought him in just to be a squad player. I didn't think he wanted them to start. And people can say, but he started him when he was coaching him at Sporting. No, I generally do think, in my opinion, he's bought him just to be a squad player. And we do need squad players. We need so many squad players to actually be the future of, of our squad, really. With Bruno, what my opinion on Bruno is? I just think he's fucked off out. I beg Real Madrid, honestly, if it is fucking true,
Wait, Ben,
I
sorry,
beg-
sorry to interrupt you. Let me ask the question more directly. Which do you think is more responsible for where we find ourselves today? Option one, the quality of the players. Option two, Amorim's decision to teach these players a brand new system, basically from scratch. Which do you think is more responsible for the situation we are today?
Situation one. Bro, I said it from day dot, Sean. As soon everyone was like this, okay, sack Ten Hag, we're gonna get a new coach.
Assign a weight. I know the answer is both. Assign a weight to one or the other. How do you weight them? 70-30 or 60-40?
I said, Sean, from day dot. I said from day one that these players is a lot, like 75, 80% of these fucking players can't be fucking coached. They've fucking let down so many fucking managers. They've literally, like, they've shown over these fucking years, mate. It's actually, I've said it from day one. I said, look here, lads, I don't know why we're getting too hyped here, but yeah, we brought in a coach. He looks to be a fucking, he's done really well, obviously, at Sporting. Like, he obviously beat City 5-1, which I don't think obviously was like they played really well. Like, I just think they played like compact, football, really. But I've always said from day one that these players can't be fucking coached. I said the best thing for this club is we just do a fucking reset. And I know, Sean, you were saying about Storm and all that stuff. What category you on? I hope the storm continues. I hope we have a fucking tornado or a fucking earthquake. I hope we have it because we need a fucking reset. We need to get rid of.
Let me challenge you. Let me challenge you some more now, right?
Yeah.
Ben, let me challenge you some more because you said these players have sacked. These players have sacked a bunch of managers. Of the players that have started today and have started recently, only Bruno Fernandes and Dalot have played for more than one manager, right? Only of the entire squad, of the majority of the starting 11, the starting 14, or starting 15, only Bruno, because I wouldn't count Luke Shaw. Okay, Adam Maguire, sorry. Only 3 out of 11 or 14 players have played for more than one manager. So when you say they've sacked a bunch of players, like who are these players that are uncoachable in your opinion? Because we can list them, right? Is it Delete? Is it Mazraoui? Is it Onana? Is it what's his face? Is it Ugarte? Is it Bruno you're referring to? Is it Xerxes? Is it Garnacho? Is it Kobe Mainu or Ahmad? Or like who is uncoachable in this squad?
No, listen, we sold shit and we bought shit.
Shit,
It's simple.
facts. Yeah.
Ben, can I come out on what Sean is saying? So, Sean, I think we have 3 things going on here that we have to try to dissociate, right? Number one, he brought in a tactic, and we know that tactic works against certain team and doesn't work against certain team. Number two, we have some players that when that tactic work, we are not able to capitalize with those players. So certain players in the team, even though when the tactic work, those players are not good enough, especially in the final third. And number three, we have a manager that is trying to know his squad. He's still learning about his squad. He's still making mistakes. So I'm not sure if the combination of those three factors translate into short-term pain. Because if he says something, we know that we are in a full rebuild. Rebuild for me does not mean short-term pain. If he promised us short-term pain, that means he's a liar. Because with the combination of all three, we that's why I think that's why he prepared us. Since the beginning he came, he was talking about storm is coming. He's going to play his tactic no matter what. That's him preparing us for long-term pain. Now he find himself in a situation that he underestimated the league. He didn't know it was gonna be that bad. And we as a fan, we kind of overestimated him. We didn't know his integration into the league is gonna be that difficult. So now he found himself in a situation where I think now that he's prioritizing results so that we can finish the season on a good note. Because if I look at a game like this, him bringing in Maguire on a game away screamed to me that he's trying to just get the result. So that's not somebody that want a short-term pain, you know. So that's the way I see it. I think we have to now be patient. Now I'm the one telling you guys I've seen enough. I don't want anything to do with Amorim anymore. But I'm willing to sit and see the
Wow.
support that he will
I'm
get.
not even
Yeah,
quite there.
no, no, I'll wait and see the support that he get next season. The players that come in for him, so that at least he can maximize his system. If he can maximize his system, and then at that point, I'll say, okay, what is next? The next level is how does that system fare against a low block? How does that system fare against a team that lock the wing? And to be honest, all they have the same issue. He only started getting found out when when he tried to be expansive, and Ten Hag have the same issue. He got found out when he tried to be expansive, and so far we need to give Amorim to the chance to try to be expansive with good players and see where he goes from there.
100%, Luani, but it's all down as well to the outgoings as well this summer. It's all down to the outgoings this summer because I actually, Mark, and clip me if you want. Armour would definitely get sacked at the start of next season if
Facts.
75% of these
Yeah.
players, yep,
Yeah.
and they mark my words, mark my words.
And I won't have any issue with it because then that means that we at least consistent. There is no favorite treatment for a manager or anything. So
Facts.
For me,
I won't have
don't
any
blame
issue.
Amorim.
I
I'm
don't
not
like
gonna lie
this.
to you. Let me say this. I don't blame Amorim. I blame the people who bought in here. I blame the people
Sean
who
want
bought in
him
here.
gone. Sean want him gone.
I
I don't
don't
want
blame
him gone. I
I
just
want
want him
the
to be
players
accountable.
the people who bought in here. Bumbaye, come in because we've not heard from you a minute. Amorim, I don't blame Amorim for me. He's a young coach. He's still learning his game. We've ruined his reputation. It's the people who bought him here, the people who spent 12 million on him to bring him here, bring him out of contract. 12 million they paid. Let me remind
Come on,
you.
Nuruddin. What do you mean we've
12
ruined his
million.
reputation? He saw his job and he saw the job and he walked in. Nobody forced
Because
him
he
to
knows
walk
he's
in.
going to get a big payout if he gets sacked. Like all managers have been getting big
Don't
payouts.
that make
So,
him a dishonest guy?
nah, it's called business, Luani. That's what modern people tell me. It's called business. Bumbaye, I don't actually blame him because he didn't know nothing about Manchester United. He didn't have a clue. The biggest thing for me in January, they got rid of two forwards, and they bought him a defender, a wing back who had a dreadful game tonight, Dogu. Absolute 5 3-yard passes, misplacing. I just can't stand players who give the ball away consistently again and again and again, giving it away. Bruno Zirkzee was dogshite again tonight, giving it away so cheaply. I won't mind if there's real pressure. Bruno, Casemiro, all of them. Ugarte, I didn't even see. Mensah Mount came on. It felt like we were playing with 9 men. So explain to me, how do you want me to blame this manager? For me, I don't blame him. I blame the people who bought him here.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Man, it's lots of things. It's lots of things. The Storm, I didn't realize how long the storm is going to be, but it looks like at the beginning when he said it, but it's till the end of the season, the storm. That's what he means, I think, by just get through this. Hopefully, he knows something, and there's a plan. They're going to get some players. But when you look at Man United now, um, came in mid-season, we all said, right, we realized there's a few players that we need specialists for this system. Um, and I personally think there are some good players in here. Um, but we're so frustrated from the last 10 years of bad football, and we just want to enjoy it at least, that our reaction to a game is to blow off some steam. This shit, and it's normal, man. We have been 10 years starved of just entertaining football, but
12 years. And
12 years,
13 years
bro.
and counting, mate. 13 years now.
Yeah, and we're used to winning everything. So to be fair to the
No,
fans,
so we're not used to. We used to earn the right to win and compete for the big prices. We used to play good football.
yeah.
Today, the
So,
approach play was decent. 7 out of 10.
so what I'm saying, bro, is that we're not asking
Football is
anymore
not about approach play.
for. We're not holding the team and the club and the players and the managers that are coming in to the standards that we're accustomed to now. We've realized the penny dropped a few years ago that okay, we know we need to get in that top four consistently, build it, stuff like that. There's a lot of young players in this team. I keep saying this every friggin' week. We're signing very, very young players. Either they've got no real pedigree, they're young, the experience is not what it should be, and they're coming to the Premier League. And some of these guys are not coming from massive
Bayern, can
clubs.
we just hold that there, please?
Mm.
Big up Game TV's Nura. Can you please wish my mum Gigi a happy 59th birthday?
Happy birthday.
More life, happy many returns, happy
Happy
Earth Day,
birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you. Right, this is terrible. You sound like you're all on drugs, man.
Happy
birthday
birthday to
to
Mama Gigi.
Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray!
Hooray.
It's a no from me. So, I think, man, I think maybe Gigi should have played tonight. Should have done better than these guys.
Better than your boy Mount.
Hey, man, already you want to knock him down. He only played half a minute, and you're already at him. Give it a rest. So, a lot of young players, man, and
57 minutes to come on and affect the game.
bro, I'm just glad he didn't get injured. I'm happy. So, not a lot of young players, new manager, new system, lots of shit going on. With Amarim, for me, this season I'm rolling game by game, game by game. I just want to enjoy a game. And when I don't and I walk away from this, I thought like it wasn't a bad performance, but it's just the lack of penetration has been a problem for us since Ollie, I think. Last time I saw goals flying in nice was we had Mason, Marshall, and Rashford that season. It was nice. It was goals flying in. Since then, bro, we're scratching and scraping around, really. So we got to give him time. Next season, we're going to find out about Ineos. We're going to see what kind of transfer window we have. We're going to see what we sell and bring in. Then, same as Ten Hag. Okay, let's see what happens for the next 10, 12 games. Let's see the incremental improvements. If we see it, all right, cool. You're making a believer out of me. I'm on board. If it's like this, if it's all over the shop, still not refined, lack of penetration, that's the biggest killer here for me. The lack of chances that we create through nice football. That just kills me. And man, look, there are players in here that I like and I think have a future. I personally mean. But I do believe in terms of our strike force, our front line, this is not good enough, man. We have bought a player for £72 million that had played a handful of games for Atlanta. He's struggling a lot. I would send him on loan if I could, just to get some confidence, get some goals, get something, and come back. We've got a young boy, Garnacho, from the academy. You know what? It's hit. It's miss, it's hit, it's miss. Today you saw the old Garnacho. I know some people might think there's not. I think he has been getting his head up a bit. And there's no squad. Rashford is not here. Anthony's gone. Sancho's gone. Ahmad's out. We're thin on the ground. There's nothing happening. So all this together, when you really look at it, we're missing a lot of things, a lot of ingredients, man, at this point, and we're just rolling with it, hoping that we're going to start to be experts in what we're trying to do, and we're going to start to see it, and we're going to start to understand it, and we're going to start to believe in it because it's going to yield something good. But the season is going to be like this. We had a really nice run up to the international break. We went into this game thinking, a little bit of optimism maybe because of what we've done. I thought we could win this game today. But we
I agree.
didn't, and we walk away shit.
No, we
Now,
didn't, Windy.
now,
We didn't
now,
do that.
now we've got City. So you never know. It's not a shocking day as bad as we're making out to be. I think we're frustrated.
It's despicable.
No, bro.
You tell me what good save their goalkeeper made. Tell me one good
it's
goal
not.
in
But I don't watch.
96 minutes.
But that
In 96
question.
minutes,
Yeah,
you tell
but
me
listen,
bro,
bro.
chance we created. You
No,
tell me.
every
Don't
week
create
I'm on
good
this
chances.
show with you. Every week of my life when I do this show, you hit me with that same shit.
What did we
save did he
create
make?
though?
I don't watch football about that. What did he? That's not how I see the game. That's not how I feel the game. I look at
Football's
approach
about
play,
that, mate.
bro. No, it's not only about that. For me, it's not.
What's the point of having approach play where you don't make it count where it matters?
Well,
What's
number
the
one,
point of having approach
well,
play?
number one, you need
if you
approach play. You need approach play to see that we can get in those positions. And today, bro, we had a lot of opportunities. They're called openings, but if they don't materialize, it's because the players are not doing their job. Garnacho, I said it, man. Ask Jarvis. I spoke to him. I said he's killed us today. We're getting so much space, so much joy. He's killed us. Not a single cross is coming in. We're not cutting back inside and finding a pass. He's getting dispossessed all the time. And he's a major outlet for us when the game is like this. So I look at that and I think, okay, we're getting into the positions. We're not stuck in our own half, hoofing balls, don't know what to do. No. Do you know what I mean? There's no penetration there, and that's your front line. I think today, if you have good quality players, man. I'm talking like Man United quality players. Like I said, Mahrez style, Kvaratskhelia of PSG. These are the type of players I'm used to seeing at Man United, man. Your Giggs, your Ronaldos, your Tevez, your Rooney. Bro, we score. We score today. But that was shit. Højlund's movement does not exist. He's playing in his own world.
I forgot that one. I forgot he even played today.
Man, I'm a central midfielder,
Højlund came
bro.
on and looked good. He was the only decent
What?
guy up the
Bro,
pitch.
nah.
Did he
Højlund
touch the
held
ball?
up the ball.
Nah,
He held
bro.
up the ball from where he
Bro,
was in the last 10
I'm
weeks.
not interested. Listen to me. I don't want him to hold the ball up when the game is like that. I'm not interested
Was
in
there
that.
any chance for him? Did anybody create any chance for him?
Brother, he needs to move and force the pass. He's so static. He's looking and waiting.
Wow. That is
bro,
mad. I
listen
can't
to me.
believe
Listen
you.
to me.
Well,
You've
we
played.
watched a different
Listen,
game.
man. I'm a central midfielder.
We watched a different game.
When I play with a striker, he forces my pass with his run. If he's giving me nothing, I've got nothing to do. You have to dictate my pass by making the run. He didn't do anything, and Garnacho today was awful. It was the same old shit that we saw. Cutting inside, head down. There's nothing there. You have better quality, man. You get
My brothers, right? When I look at Bruno today, I have a feeling of consternation, even though it's debatable. When I look at Garnacho, I have a feeling of consternation. When I look at Ugarte, I have a feeling of consternation. When I look at Rasmus, it's the same feeling. Okay, Garnacho is not a wing back. Garnacho,
consternation or constipation?
maybe a little bit of both.
Me, I'm the second one.
Garnacho is not a wing back. Garnacho is a winger in the 4-4-2 or whatever system we want to play, but definitely not a wing back. So if we play him in a 10, he does not have the attribute to play that position. So I'd rather see Eriksen in that position. If you want to play Garnacho, play him as wing back. Ugarte, there was an instance today where Ugarte came on the left. He took the ball, right? And you can see from a bird eye view, there were plenty of space on the right. Our winger on the right was in plenty of space. A midfielder, a natural midfielder, take that ball from the left, make a half turn, and switch it to the right. He didn't even think about it. Midfield play one-on-one. What they told midfielder is that if you passing, the only way you passing the ball to where it came back from is if you're doing a 1-2. If not, you take that ball, you have to make a half turn and switch the play. That's the only reason. That's the only way you can decompress the whole the area. And he couldn't do that. So right there, I'm telling you, he's not a natural six. Okay, play Toby Collier, play the young kid, play Collier, play Amas. We have some excellent footballers in the midst of this team. They will go to waste if we're not careful. Somebody like Lenny Euro, excellent footballer. Amad Diallo, star boy. If we're not careful, those players that come maybe once in a while, once in every 4 transfer window, they will go to waste. And that's when I start looking at Amorim himself with a feeling of consternation.
Listen, Amarim's system, we have to concede. This might not be the guy. This might not be the guy. We have to give it. We're waiting here now because there's lots of variables that we discuss. Okay, let's find out. Let's give him a chance. You know, me personally, I speak for me only. I'm all about giving that chance. I like to feel that my conscience is clear. I've completely tried. I've hung in there with you, and we're at a point where I have the right to expect to see something now. I've given you the time, players, training, all that shit. And if I don't see it, then I jump off the wagon. But maybe this system is not the one. Maybe he's not the one. Because this
Maybe
system is new to me. I don't know. Or the only guy that played this system, but he had like a mint players. We're talking about Hazard, Matic, Victor Moses, Alonso. It's Conte that did this. He decided to try that and it worked. In a way. But I don't know anybody else that plays like this regular, week in, week out, bro. So I'm learning on the job with this, I'll be honest with you.
yeah. And like I said, even when Amarim came in, like I never really was a fan of the 3 at the back like system. You know, I never really was. And then, but I'm like kind of like on the other side of the argument. Obviously, a lot of people are trying to find it hard to like figure out what the system's all about. But
Listen, it
I,
wasn't about
I
the system today, though. It really wasn't
no,
about the
no,
system.
100%, 100%. But I'm
It's
just
our
saying
time.
on the yeah, yeah.
TV.
And
Good night. Go ahead. Man.
yeah, big up,
Go
Gamer
ahead.
TV. Happy birthday to Oh, I forgot her name now. For goodness sake,
Gigi.
Gigi. Happy
59.
birthday, Gigi. Um, but no, like
Happy
I
birthday,
generally
Gigi,
do
yeah.
think, in my opinion, even though I'm not really, I never really was a big fan of like the 3 at the back system. I never really wanted Amorim. He wasn't in my top 5 managerial options. It was De Zerbi, Areola. But I actually generally do like the system at the moment. I'm actually like, it's kind of crazy for me to say because I'm actually starting. I do see patterns compared to like our previous managers. Like we never seen any fucking patterns with Ten Hag. Never seen anything with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like Man United, when anyone describes Man United before Amorim came in, was counter attacking. And I do like, although there's the times like like the Arsenal game at Emirates, you know there really isn't that many of our games we've played that we've literally, our style has been proper counter-attacking football. It's like, and although a lot of people don't really like, possession is only can take you so far, but when Van Gaal came in, and I know Van Gaal was the last proper good coach we ever had, but the problem is with Van Gaal is it was so boring. It was all these side to side passing and stuff, like possession, 75% possession. But the issue is with Van Gaal that I'm starting to say that it's the exact same situation with Amorim. Is it's not about the style. It's the final third. What do we do once we get to the final third? It's the approach, right? We get to the final third. Then what do we do? Then Bombaye has made a good comment there. No movement. None of the tens are moving. The striker's not moving. The 2 eights aren't moving. They don't want to show the ball. The 3 at the back, aren't wanting to show the ball. Like there was a times in Mazraoui in that game tonight. Yeah, he had a really good game, but he didn't want to show the ball. He didn't want the ball. It was more towards Bruno and Ericsson. Like obviously, but I just generally I'm actually like it's kind of crazy to say, but I'm actually like apart from the final third, I'm actually really liking how we're actually set up. Whether it's at the end of the day, guys, you know
I agree.
Hammers came in and the top teams like see under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jose Mourinho, even Ten Hag, against these top teams. I know obviously we lost today and it was embarrassing, but it's like it was still only 1-0. See under Ten Hag, see under Jose Mourinho, see under fucking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we would have lost probably 4 or 5-0. So see under these big games, yeah, obviously the performance hasn't been 100%. Our attack shit, but we're not letting the team have constantly the ball. Like, we've had like what we had over 20 shots tonight, and Sparse only had like 8 or 9 shots. That just explains and tells you everything about this attack we have at United. It's nothing to do with the style or system. Yeah, the system's going to take time. It always will take time, and I do generally think that the issue is with us. We've got players here who only know I can only do one system. Like I've only learned one system, and some of them have been here for a long time. Like your Bruno, like your Dallo, like your Shaw, like all these players. Like they only know one system, and the system is obviously we play forward the back, and it's counter attacking football. So at the end of the day, it's completely brand new to the players. The players have never learned a free at the back system. Probably Maguire actually when he was at Leicester, but apart from that, it's just I'm actually like considering I hated the system. Like I never really was a fan of the free at the back system. I'm actually liking it at the moment, and it's just the issue is for me is the final third, the approach, how we're getting to it is perfectly fine, but it's the execution. Where's the movement? It's the execution. When there's no one in the box, what do we do?
No,
Sorry, Bombay. Like when we're in the final third, like when there's sometimes when we're in the final third, when we see only Hoyland or Xerxes in the box, we just say, okay, here, let's fucking take a chance and actually cross the ball to Xerxes. But no, top football teams and top systems, if they only see one or even two in the box, what do? They don't hoof it into the box. They don't cross it in the box. They just say, right, we go again. We go side. We go switch the play over to the left hand side or the right hand side or play it in the midfield. We start again. We start the tempo all over again, and that's the issue with us. We rush into things too much in the final third, and the issue is, I think we need more technical players. I always love my tech players. I just think we've got far too many players that haven't got a good first touch. They're not good in the ball. They can't control the ball. Not enough movement. They're not smart, and that's just really it. But it's nothing to do with system with me. I'm
I mean,
really happy.
Say what you want about Mourinho or Solskjaer or any of those guys, right? At least they never try to convince me that Manchester United was a 14th place or 16th place team. I don't buy that for a single second.
We
I
are
think it's
what we are.
I'm
We
saying
are where we are.
I'm giving you my opinion, right, Nuruddin. I don't buy that for a single second. I think what is happening is that fans have talked themselves into an indefensible position
No, it's
with
the
how they
club.
with.
It's the club. The
Let me
fans have
say
got nothing to do with it. Fans
let
are
me
not in
explain my
control of
position,
anything.
Nuruddin. That's how you feel. This is what I'm saying because I'm talking to fans right now, not to the club, and I'm saying from my perspective, the fans have talked themselves into an indefensible position with how we talked about Ten Hag, and now in order to square the circle, we're now forced to pretend like actually players we know can do better can't. That this team is really a relegation quality team, and I don't buy that for a second. I think the only reason why we're saying that is because fans don't want to admit that maybe they should have given Ten Hag more grace. And so, therefore, we're not treating Amorim as the person who can't fail. Amorim can only be failed. He can only be disappointed. He himself cannot be a disappointment. He himself cannot fail. He can only be let down. And I just don't see it that way, right? I think Amorim has a responsibility, which is why I don't like the term blame. Responsibility. I think he has a responsibility to get more out of the players that he has that he's currently achieving. And if you're
Sean,
telling me that the only way we can succeed next season is for him to buy 7 players, then it's already a failure as far as I'm concerned. Go ahead, Boomer, sorry.
Sean, just quick one, bro. With Ten Hag, I think there was some grace. We were with him until the last day after 3 years, and a lot of transfer windows and players. I think that what would you say with this guy, because of how he's come in and what he's trying to do, that could be having an effect on the quality of the players. It is unorthodox to watch this. I've not seen this type of thing before.
That's my point exactly,
or
Boomer. Yeah,
regular.
that's all I'm saying.
Sure. So you would give him some leverage in terms of growing pains, because this is his idea, and he got brought in because this is his idea, and they like it and they believe in it. This is what he does, and he said that. I don't have another one. So
No, yes,
I think the
I give him
Don't
players.
some
blame the
grace.
guy. I don't blame him. I explained to you already. I do not blame him. They took out 2 attacking players
Blame is
and they didn't
the
bring
wrong
him
word.
anything in January.
Facts.
Now Ahmad's injured.
Blame is not the
So
word
they
that we're
only got
using,
Garnacho.
Nuruddin. Blame
More
that we're using
responsibility on
is
the
blame, that's the word
manager
that we want in.
deploying the
Yeah,
players this way.
Who
This is what
bought
should
him
be done.
in,
that's how I would
Sean?
like to frame it.
Sean doesn't want to
Um,
accept that. The people who bought him in mid-season are the people to blame. They're the people to blame.
There's some
I'm
growing
not
They're the people
disputing.
pains.
to
I'm
blame.
not disputing that. I'm not disputing any of that, Nuruddin. Right? All I'm simply saying is that the growing pains. Right? I expect
You're not,
that
Sean. You're not
giving
giving him a
the
complete
manager.
pass.
No. I am. I'm giving him a complete pass for a
Oh,
period of time. I'm saying that we have arrived at the period of time where I would expect more. I would expect us to be turning the corner around right about now, right? And I'm saying I'm a little concerned that that's
that we
not,
have.
in fact, what I'm seeing, that we haven't turned the corner. So I'm saying the growing pains is all fine and good. That's what I expect. That's what we all plan for. But at what point do we grow finally, right? Like when, because like if we go into next season where we're counting the first 10 games, we're watching to see, oh, does Amorim still have a job at the end of game week 3 or game week 4? Then as far as we're concerned, this whole year was a waste of time, right? Like so we would have signed 8 players or 7 players if everybody here gets what they want, for only for us to go and sack the manager again after
They
10
bought the guy
after
in.
10 man.
They knew.
Does,
They
any, does
bought the
anybody
guy
want to hear
in.
a song?
They bought. No, don't play any song. Don't play any song. Bob Marley.
No,
Don't play
I'll,
any song.
I'll sing it for you.
No, you don't need to sing it. At the end of
The
the day, they bought the
road
guy.
is long.
You look like, you know what, you sound like a parrot being choked. That's what you sound like. Don't give up your day job, wherever you do.
I mean, like you guys are
Thinking
being,
it ain't one of your
and
best.
like the
People,
main
we
issue,
need more
Boomer,
likes on the video.
Come on,
I have
people.
to be up at half 6 tomorrow morning, and I'm still here live. We don't have to do this. Manchester United abused me already, abused me emotionally, slapped me around the face. The 4 attacking players tonight were a disgrace. When are we going to talk about those players? The players that played with tonight, Diego Dalot, I've been giving him stick a lot of time. I call it as I see it. I thought when he went left centre back, I thought Yoro was brilliant. 7 out of 10 for me, right? I thought Masraoui was brilliant when he got the hang of it. On that side, him and they look good together. I thought that Highland, when he came on, I thought he was brilliant. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not seeing him battle like that. I'm not seeing him hold the ball up like that. I asked for him to do the basics. I've not asked him to go on, start sprinting. I've asked him to start crawling and maybe stand up and see if he can get to the couch as a baby. That's what I asked him. I said, do the basics. Hold up the ball, lay it off. That's what I asked him to do.
No, then he's shit.
He did that tonight. But
He's
Xerxes
shit.
was Dogshite. Your favorite player, Bruno, none of you want to admit, was Dogshite. Right?
No, but how?
Dogu was Dogshite. Dogu was Dogshite. Garnacho was absolute disgrace.
Yep.
For as soon as he took the second shot, I would have got him off that. I would have.
No, but what's the point of Dortmund if nobody can get the ball to
I would
him?
have subbed him straight away. I would have subbed him. Zergsky was the one who got the blame to be taken off. All the front 3, all of them should have come off. Front 4, midfield, all of them should have come off. They were horrendous. 7 out of 10 for approach play. But for against a team that played on Saturday, played 175 minutes on Saturday.
The whole attack was dog shite.
We were horrendous. Their goalkeeper did not make one good save. One good save.
I've got a roll, gentlemen. It's been real, and I would look forward to seeing you for Manchester City.
I'll be there, Bombay. I'll be there.
I'll
Nice,
be at the
nice.
protest, hopefully.
Yes, I'll be there as
Right.
well.
I wish you all a good night, everybody in the chat. Big up
Yes,
yourselves.
big Mumbai.
Boombaye,
Big up.
are you leaving because I just joined?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
Jarvis, all we've had,
Oh,
we didn't analyze the
Jordan's had it up
game.
as well.
We didn't do anything. We just destroyed Bruno's life. That's all we did
Oh,
for 1 hour
goodness.
and 90 minutes. No, I'm
Oh,
joking. No, I have to go. I have to go, bro.
That's
I will
okay.
see
Big
you on
up
the next one.
Mumbai, bro. Big up.
Good night, guys.
Hey, big up, Boomay.
Night.
Take care.
We don't need any graphs tonight. We don't need anything. We don't need anything videos. We just need you to tell us about how Dogshite our defense is. And it's like the worst. Is this the worst attack in your lifetime since you watched Manchester United that you've seen for this football club? Yes or no? Please expand.
Nordin, you have a huge super chat. Maybe
Oh
you
my
should
God.
address that
Oh,
first.
wow. Big up Adewale.
Big up,
Adewale,
Adewale.
you don't have to do this, bro. What Shaw doesn't understand that the players and managers alike have different styles and tactics. Most of our players are suited for Mourinho, fact, and Oli tactics, facts. Amorim need players who can play football.
Yep.
Forest don't try to play with the ball. They're like Barca. They just can't. So they concentrate on the basics of football: block, hustle, carry the ball, fight for every inch, fight for every corner. And when they get the ball, they get direct to goal. Whether the player's carrying the ball, whether they play the balls long, where they get crosses in the box, they play their percentages and they defend and they're solid unit. That's what they're based off. Go ahead. But, bro, appreciate the super chat. Can
I address the super chat really quick, right? He said Amorim need players that can play football. This is where I'm going to disagree a bit, right? Ugarte cannot play football. Collier can play football. Ugarte is starting. Collier is on the bench. That tells you exactly what Amorim wants.
Okay. First of all, Jarvis, no graphs, no showing the chances. We don't want to see any of that. We saw it. It was fucking painful. It was painful to see it. Right? The approach play, let me tell you tactically, first half, I thought they did actually, you can tell they were fatigued because they did a shadow pressing. 4 pressed us, and the space was in between the 4 who came at us, and there was a huge ways of midfield. That was a space. So anybody can come short, pick up the ball and run. Garnacho did it once. He got tackled. He didn't do it again. Casemiro found himself on that. But we're not good enough to be decisive, to carry the ball, to make the defenders have to make a mistake or, that jeopardy to put a ball through to somebody. We're not good enough. Bruno, Dogshite. Casemiro, Dogshite. Ugarte, don't even get me started. He wasn't even there tonight. Mason Mount, when he came out for one opportunity, Dogshite. He made actually one run, the only run on a diag, like the kind of run that what's the Dutch player that left us that plays for Girona? Donny van der Beek would make. The angle. Yeah. He only made one of those runs to give something. At the end of the day, the second half, they got the grips of the game. They came out to try to get the second goal. They were a bit more aggressive. He made the changes, and they dropped right back. And we brought on Harry Maguire and did the old school football tactic. Get it? Hoof it in the box. And if he would have I would have felt sorry for them. If he would have, that would have been a robbery. Because they blocked some things. And their goalkeeper didn't have much to do. It was Huff and Puff FC. Like I said on the thumbnail, approach play at times in that game was 7. Jarvis, attack -10. Go ahead, Jarvis. I think Jarvis might have frozen.
That just sums up his feelings.
Summed it up brilliantly.
That's Ineos. Oh, wow.
Nerd is gone again. Listen, people smash the likes
What happened?
on the video.
Did everybody leave?
Dodgy Dave's taking you all.
Okay. I'm back. Okay.
Holy fuck.
All right.
Go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead,
I,
Jarvis.
I was going to say, first of all, now me watching Man United games, I lost. I stopped being angry. You know, I just feel apathy now when it comes to Man United, and that's a big worry. The joy of watching
We're in
Man
an
United
abusive
is,
relationship, Jarvis, and we've got Stockholm syndrome. That's what it's
yeah,
called. We
yes.
like being abused. We like it.
But the thing is, we had the good thing going. You know, I've been tooting my horn about what I've seen. I see now we have something of a pattern.
What
People in
happened
the
tonight,
changing
Jarvis?
position. We're doing, but then again, Amorim does a Pep Guardiola and overthink things. Now we had 2 weeks and a couple of days, like making his master plan for this Forest game, and it totally fucks it up. Playing two DMs, playing Xerxes at the number 9, switching up Euro and Masraoui in the wide centre backs. Why? You overthinking. He's surrounded by yes men. It tells me he needs someone to challenge him when he thinks of brilliant stuff. Because this is not Portugal. This is the Premier League. I'm not having a go on Amorim. I'm supporting Amorim 110%. I want him to succeed. But please stop doing stuff like this. You know, it's not Portugal, it's the Premier League. We know what we're up against. We knew this. We talked about this. We have talked about this for weeks. What Nottingham Forest is. It's about transitions, counterattack, Elanga sprinting every time he has the chance. And he do something like this. Why couldn't he just trust his team? But he's obviously not. So he chose not to play Bruno in the 10, play 2 DMs, play Xerxes in the 9, switch up the wide centre backs. Oh, so in a way, why do I feel apathy? Because of this. It's Man United. It's a roller coaster, and I can't be part of it. You know, I feel like I have to detach myself from it because I can't take the pain anymore. That's one of my biggest problem with this team. But going back to the game, I would say the highlight of the game was the last 3 minutes when Maguire came on and played as a striker. That was the highlight of the game. The rest was dog shit.
Yeah.
So
Big
I
up
have nothing more
Peaches.
to add.
Big up Peaches. Congratulations to your boys. What a fantastic season your boys are having. Well deserved in that game. Well deserved. Maguire put himself in the goal. He forgot to put the ball in the goal. He went in the goal himself. You know.
You see,
And at the end he could have tapped it. 1 second, Luani. But yeah, your boys were knackered, but they absolutely gave everything. And big up Nottingham Forest, where have a history. You know, you know that song about you'll never won a European, you'll never sing that. Nottingham Forest can, and yeah, they deserve everything. Elanga, what a development he's having. Garnacho is an attacking player. I always say to my attacking players, always when we play football, I would ask my attacking players to take the yellow because as a midfielder, if I took the yellow as a professional foul, it's not good for me because I might need to do it again and I'll get sent off. So attacking players, I'll take the yellow. Garnacho should have wiped him out.
He was in contact.
Wiped him out, pulled him down, took the yellow because you're an attacking player. You're an attacking player. You don't let the defense get that yellow, right? So at the end of the day, Manchester United, the approach play, like I said, 7, out of possession. In our attack, 7. I have never seen a worth toothless more attack in my lifetime as a Manchester United fan. I have never, and I've never seen a lack of options. But Peaches, absolutely congratulations. That you are the sensation of the season. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yes.
Nobody expected you to be where you are. You don't try to complicate the football. You play percentage football. You adapt to the players that you have, and you play that football. And everybody works hard on and off the ball. They work extremely hard, so you should be proud. But Manchester United, Jarvis, I kept telling you, Jarvis, you kept being very optimistic, and at least somebody has to be. But I kept telling you, I don't trust this. I told you, what did I say to you, Jarvis? Not enough data. And Jarvis, when it's Ipswich, when it's Ipswich, when it's Everton, when it's Barnsley, when it is Leicester, yes, we look amazing. Ooh, we can see the opposite movements. We can see things. When we play against any team that's got any level of organization, we don't test our goalkeeper. You tell me what good save their goalkeeper made in 96 minutes.
You know, when it comes to Manchester United, it's a case of my mind tell me yes, and my heart tell me no. Okay, but where we are right now, I think we have to go back to the drawing board and lower our expectation, because this is a situation of a manager that's, I know I've said that he have to go, I've seen enough, but what do I want to do? Just sit down there, be miserable? No. This is a manager that is have the hardest growing part of quite a few manager in a long time. The players have to adapt to the system to a certain extent. The time frame for that is shorter than having a manager who have to adapt to the players and then who have to adapt to the league. I know that's what the job description says, but I just think it's fair to give him 2 years, even if he's doing things in reverse, because the other managers before him went for the result first, and then after that try to go for their own tactic. He went for his tactic first. The season turned into almost a disaster. Now he's going for the result. So let's give him at least the benefit of next year, plus the help he get from upstairs, and let's see where he goes. That's where I am.
Yeah. Ben, your last word from the show for you.
Yes, first things first, big up the chat, big up the panel, big up the Bombay. I love Bombay's profile pic on this because it's a picture of the Green Brigade. So once again, shout out to all the Celtic fans, showing love to the Palestinians, and showing support. F-Zionism, free Sudan, free Syria, fuck Jim Ratcliffe, fuck the Glazers, fuck this squad, except for I'll probably allow 5 or 6 players that I want to stay. And yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it's not the system that I'm more worried about. I think if we do get a lot of technical players and we have a decent summer, like buy like first professional contract players, like a Dorgu, like none of us have ever really heard of Dorgu or the likes of Heaven or like all these like up and coming players. If we just buy these types of players, and I'm all for it. It's just the outgoings I'm starting to worry about a lot more. And I do worry about Amram next season, because if any of us flop in the summer transfer window, then it's all doom and gloom at the end of the day. And I think Amram will get sacked if the outgoings aren't there, so and you know what, it's good to see. I'm glad that Anthony, Rashford, even Sancho, like, although he's got assists and stuff, but it's still good to see. Like, it just means that we might actually be able to set, like, I've seen a report there, Anthony being talked about being sold for 40 million. I think I'd take that in a heartbeat. I think all the chat would take it in a heartbeat as well for 40 million. But no, so big up everyone. And we moved to City. Nurden, if you're about, bro,
I'll
or
see you at the
excited,
demo.
yes, I'll see you there, bro. And
we'll
shout
be
out to
excited.
everyone.
Yeah,
But
big up, big up, Ben. Go ahead, Sean. Last word from the show.
Don't come out with banners, guys. Come out with pitchforks.
Torches.
Yeah, I think everything that Jarvis said when he joined is along the lines of what I said before, that going into the international break, I thought finally we had settled on something stable, right? With Xerxes and Garnacho behind Højlund, with Bruno playing deeper in midfield. We're just waiting for Dorgu to come back so he can play on the left, and we're looking forward to seeing Mazraoui, De Ligt, and whoever else played in defense. But Amorim comes and changes everything. I just want to say, I don't believe for a second that this team is actually a 13th place or 14th place team. Like I said before, that to me sounds like an attempt by United fans to square a circle because they've talked themselves into an indefensible position, and basically they have to now treat Amorim, like he's Jesus Christ. I hold him responsible. I don't blame him. I don't blame Amorim for where we are, but I hold him responsible. And the simple reason why I hold him responsible was because he himself told me that I should expect some pain, that I should expect, some initial failure. All I'm saying is that for me, the timeline of that storm ends somewhere around now. And if it doesn't, then that's a failure in my book, personally, for Amorim. It doesn't mean that I'm Amorim out. I support him like I supported the last manager because I understand that the issue with this club is structural, right? So when fans were trying to convince me that the previous manager was a failure because he couldn't do better than eighth place with this manager, those same fans are not trying to tell me that the same players basically are actually 13th place or 14th place players. It doesn't add up. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of losing in such a pathetic way. So I'm looking for this manager to figure something out by the end of the season. Like figure something out. I don't care what it takes or what it entails. I don't
Sean,
accept
you say
that.
by the end of the season, is that now? Because we are
It's
at the end
now.
of the season.
It's
So
now.
we should have figured this out by now.
That's my issue. That's exactly my problem, Jarvis, and the argument I was having with Ben and Luani and Nuruddin. That as far as I'm concerned, if Amorim has not been able to teach these players his system now, I don't see what 2 extra months basically would bring. I think when a manager goes into a club, and this applies to anybody that is hired, basically for any job in any position in any capacity, you go into that job thinking that aside from all the tools that you need to do the job being available, you yourself bring some X factor, some unique skill, some individual attributes that set you apart from everybody else. So Amorim came here not telling us that if you give me everything I need, I will do a job. He came on the premise that he had the knowledge, the swag, the charisma, the intuition, to do what needed to be done to get these players to perform at a high level. And he has not been able to do that, like on any level at all. So if you tell me that the only way Amorim can succeed is if he gets 8 new first team players, then he's already a failure, and you might as well sack him now.
Okay.
But I don't believe that. So I want my manager to actually earn his fucking salary and stop acting like he's the manager of Nottingham Forest, basically. Because say what you will about Jose Mourinho, say what you will about Ole. At least they never try to tell me that my team is a 14th place team. And those were on paper worse players than what we have right now. Because if you let some fans tell it, there was nothing worse than Fred and McTominay. That was the worst midfield you could ever see. Only for us to end up 3 years later with a worse midfield than Fred and McTominay. So I don't trust the fans. I don't believe the fans. I want the manager to get a result, basically. Yeah.
Luani,
we might as well sack him now because that he need 8 to 10 new players. No, I just think that it's fair to just I come from very, very, very far, I've seen early, I'm done with him, but I just think it's fair to just let him see the season out, give him a team that reflects his system or his personality, and let's see how the season starts next year, and then we can make a judgment from there.
Yeah,
that's all.
Fair play. Jarvis, the last word from you. They finally beat you up, they finally destroyed you.
No. But I'm not getting angry anymore. That's the thing, I'm trying to stay a little bit distanced, detached.
Yeah, emotionally detached. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're beating it out of you. They beat all the joy out of you. No joy.
It's true, but I also know that it's a process. I know this. I understand the situation we are in. I know it's not a quick fix. And the sensible approach is you just have to give it time.
But can I ask you though, Jarvis, genuinely, is that attack the worst in your lifetime? And the lack of options of the bench as well?
The worst, well, one of the worst at least, but I felt that we lacked penetration, and I saw it right away. After like 3 minutes, I understood. The first Bruno shot, he had a shot in the 3rd minute. Bruno was the guy highest up the pitch. Xerxes was dropping down in the mid circle. There were no one other there than Bruno. And Bruno got the ball from Garnacho, who was our spearhead in this formation. So it told me right away that we were going to struggle because we lacked penetration. And then they scored, and then I actually knew that we are.
I said it in yesterday's preview. What did I say? When they score first, forget about it. I said good night, Vienna.
Yeah. So you were right. You were right again. You're like Nostradamus. You get every prediction right. And I said it before, Nordin. You have a great what do you call it? Instinct when it comes to this. You understand more than even people who works in the club. You've seen it, and I've seen it, and I in a way understand that you are right also, because I feel it myself, because I think I understand what's going on. And we are in a place where I'm not sure if Amorim can fix this.
I think he's under
that's my biggest worry.
Extreme pressure. He's learning, Jarvis. He's a young coach.
Yep. This is how I want to put it really, really quickly. Like for Amorim, right? The learning curve for each manager is different. But one thing, we can give them time to learn. They will all learn differently, adapt differently. But the one thing we cannot compromise on is the time that we're giving them. So let's just make sure that time is equal for each manager. We give everybody 2 years, regardless of how they did it. Where they end up is what get them sacked. So let's see where Amorim end up next year.
Luani, and I know Nuruddin wants to end the show, but Luani, that's precisely the box that I'm saying that fans have talked themselves into. Where did that rule come from? That it had to be 2 years, right? I think
you guys made that rule for Ten Hag. You guys made
exactly.
it for Ten Hag.
That's my point exactly. That fans have talked themselves into a corner. Right,
okay.
And so because of that corner that we're now in, we now have to pretend like Amorim has no choice, absolutely no choice, but to have us in this position where we are. And my issue with what James was saying is that, like, on one hand, you say it's a learning curve, right, and you understand everything Nuri is saying, he needs grace. On the other hand, you started by criticizing the inconsistency in his decision making, right? So at some point, something has to give. Right, something has to give between the time that we're given in manager and the manager's own decision making. The 2 year rule, no. Like Amorim needs however long. Like as far as I'm concerned, the only thing I want to see from Amorim is that he's learning from the mistakes that he's making.
Okay.
1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 4 years. He's the manager that we've chosen to back, and if we're backing him, we have to back him. Because if you look at the horizon, how long does it take on average to actually restructure a club or rebuild? Anything between 5 and 7 years. So what are you supposed to see in 2 years that can help you assess what the 7-year horizon looks like? You need at least 4, regardless of what you're seeing. In year 2. So I'm all about the Amorim train. Like, I'm there to the end. I just want the manager to wake up and smell the coffee. Like, it's not Portugal anymore. You're not playing Braga. You're not playing, I don't know, Selecao or any of this. I don't know the teams in Portugal. Every single team here in England means business, right? So you have to sharpen up.
Listen, I said the people who are in charge of this football club sacked one of the most peculiar coaches who need specific type of players, who demand so much of players. And then they went and bought a guy who's even younger from another league that needs specific type of players. Like, that's what they did. That's what they did. So I don't blame this. I don't blame them. I don't blame him. I'm not honestly, it could be worse and whatever. I'll be here still. And I'll say, no, it's not his fault.
Are you going to judge him on result, or are you going to judge him on performance?
I don't. Listen, I'm judging the people who bought him here. He wasn't in my top 3.
No, but
you
threw rocks and I'm sorry, but you threw rocks and now you're trying to hide your hand now. Ten Hag wasn't sacked in a vacuum. Ten Hag wasn't sacked in a vacuum now. Ten Hag was sacked as a result of immense pressure from the fans, and from everybody in the media.
Listen, no, Sean, okay. Let me explain. Ten Hag trying to insult my intelligence, played basketball. I coined the phrase basketballification of football that I have never seen professional team do, and And then in the last 4 or 5 games, he tried. I was calling him out 7 months in, by the way. So you can't just blame me. I said this football is not sustainable. I said
What I'm
that.
saying.
Let me finish,
What I'm
Sean. Let me
saying.
finish,
Okay,
Sean.
sorry. Finish.
Sean,
Yeah.
let
Sorry.
me
Sorry.
finish.
Finish. Sorry. Sorry.
I said after 7 months that his football wasn't sustainable, but he was getting results. Okay. And I said, right? I said, you're gonna have to try to play attacking football, move Manchester United on. Instead, what he do? He moved on to what? Basketballification of football. And then 3, 4, 5 games put up for the end of the season, even with all the injuries, we played more compact and we looked 100 million times better. And that was an insult to the fans and to my intelligence, because I knew that was bullshit. I saw it
To
with my
me,
own eyes. I was watching
it's
it
a
game in, game out.
it's a bigger insult. It's a bigger insult of yours, and I think the fans' intelligence to try and convince us that this United team is actually a 16th
It's
place
shit.
quality
It's
team.
shit. It's
That's
shit.
that's a bigger
It
insult
is. No, no, it's not.
to
No,
me.
it's not. No, it's not. This is
To
one of the
me.
worst attacks in Manchester in my lifetime. In my
Yes.
lifetime.
I
No
understand
options
that
on
you
the
believe
bench.
that.
No quality on
Um,
that football pitch. Players who can't beat players. Garnacho can't beat anybody. He's fucking looking down, and then on the football pitch, he's having 5 shots from the same area, and nobody's holding him to account. And he keeps
all
doing
that
it and doing it. What are you
all
on about,
that's not
Scott?
with all that notwithstanding, I'm saying quite simply, and I think clearly, that I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't share that perspective. I think it's more of an insult to my intelligence to try and convince me that this United team is bottom of the table quality. I don't buy that. I just don't we can agree to disagree essentially on
But
that. But
the facts don't care about your opinions. Manchester United have been fluctuating between 13 and 14 this season. That's where we've been majority of the
right,
season.
right, and I'm saying,
And last
again,
season,
also
we were
pretty
lucky
clearly,
that all the teams below us were inconsistent. And it's exactly
like
the same. We would be
if
involved in a relegation zone if the bottom 3, 4 teams were not a disgrace. They have been a disgrace.
if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. If my grandmother had wheels,
we
she would
are
be a
where we are.
bicycle,
Sean,
right?
my
And
grandmother was a
she's not.
bicycle. Manchester United are where they are. So you're telling me
Right.
if my grandmother was a bicycle, Manchester United are not that, but they are.
You're the one giving me if, buts, and maybes now. You're the one trying to bring up all these if and scenarios. The bottom line is that
Sean,
this is the
I'll
first
ask you a
time.
question. Where have we been this season? 15 between the past 3 months we've been fluctuating between 15, 14, and now 13.
Right. And I said again, I imagined or I hoped pretty clearly that as far as I'm concerned, Amorim is responsible, not to blame. He is responsible for where we are this season, because he himself said when he took over the job that he was going to take short-term pain in lieu of future gain. That was his whole plan, that there was going to be a short-term adjustment period, and that was likely going to result in lost points and a lower league position. And I think we were all willing to accept that. We're all willing to accept a lower league finish, basically in return for stability and improvement over the long term.
Sean, the club made that decision. That's why Jim the Rat was backing him. Jim the Rat, that's a club decision. That's not Amorim decision. They said, this is what we bought you for. This is what you have to do. He said that. He's come out again and again and said, the club said start now.
The club told him. The club told him it was now or never. The club told him it was now or never. Right.
They said to instill in your system how you want to play.
They told him it was now or never, and that it was a take it or leave it offer. He had to either take it now or it will no longer be on the table.
And they said to him, you have to start the way you want to play now. They said that to him.
You don't like me. You don't like me interrupting me.
He came out in the press conference and said, the club said to me, start now. And
you don't like me interrupting you. So let me finish what I'm saying, right? I agree with you that the club told him that he had to start now. I'm agreeing with you, and I'm affirming that statement by saying, yes, Amorim was given a take it or leave it offer. He had to choose now or forever hold his peace. In order to come to a decision, I think he rationalized the job by telling himself, number one, that I am Ruben Amorim, I am a talented manager, I am the right one, right? He told himself that, and he eventually told all of us that he's the right one, right? He was the one. He's the one who, not the chosen one, not the former manager, but the right one for the right moment. So he convinced himself, basically. He came into the club with a plan, right? He came with a specific action plan that he told us from day one, and we loved him for the clarity of vision that he had. We loved him for how articulate he was at saying exactly what he was trying to do and what he expected from the players. And what he explained to us was that there was going to be a short-term, near-term adjustment period while he taught these players a new system. That's what he told us. And so, in light of that, I expected, most of the fans expected, just calm down, Nurdin. We all expected that there would be, a lower league finish on the table, and then we would drop some points this season. What I'm saying now, that where we are,
Sean, you're not
what I'm
understanding.
saying, okay.
The style of play, him instilling the style of play, the club told him that. He came out and said that, not because when he started, you misunderstood me, because you didn't listen to me. I'm saying to you, when the club have said to him, start implementing the system that you want to play. Even though in the summer they said no to him because they knew that Dan Ashworth told them the players we have do not suit his system. The club made that decision.
Let me say my response to that. My response to that,
there was a lack of chemistry in Nuruddin. There was a lack
of chemistry, and my response to that, Nuruddin, and to the panel and the rest of the fans is that I believe Amorim when he says he only has
someone had sense to say the facts, but there was a lack of chemistry.
No, you're right, Jarvis. Now that there were dissenting voices. There were dissenting voices in the boardroom, right? And eventually the voice that prevailed was Sir James. And they went with the decision to hire Amorim. I agree with all of that. But what I'm saying in response and as a counter to the point I think you guys are making is that I believe Amorim when he says that he only knows one style of football. I believe him. I believe that it is his plan to come here and play a specific way. I believe that it's his idea to, like he expressed and articulated by himself, to teach these players a new style of football. That was his plan.
Okay.
The club had to either come to terms with that or not. And as we all know the story, what's his face? The guy from Newcastle did not like that plan. Sir Jim liked that plan. But it's Amorim's idea. It has always been his idea from the get-go to teach these guys a new system.
And he said the club have said, we want you to start that now. And that's why he's never felt like he's getting sacked or anything like that. And now tonight, for the first time, he's coming out and saying, actually, we played well, we deserve more. That's the first time I've heard him say that. But we didn't deserve anything. Because I
think we deserved at least a point.
No, come on. We had two chances in the last 3 minutes. You can't leave the game to the last 2-3 minutes, Sean. Come on.
I think we had a decent first half.
Yes, approach-wise. But Sean, the hardest thing in football, as you know, is getting that ball, having shots on the goal, and actually working their goalkeeper. If their goalkeeper was man of the match tonight, I swear to God, I'll be coming here saying, you know what? We just come up against an amazing keeper. We made a chance.
Which is why the manager should try and maintain the rhythm by keeping the same players that have been performing well in the right position.
Sean, but we said that he's a young manager learning on the job.
No, he is. I actually believe that. And my theory of the case is that for any manager to be successful at United, they have to be given time to fail.
Yeah,
that's why I say
naive.
That's why I'm saying a 5 to 7 year horizon is what a manager needs, because you cannot do the 2 year thing like Luani was saying. And you cannot have an inquest basically, every year. There's no modern football. What you're thinking of, what you have in your mind are exceptions.
I'm sorry, Sean. Nobody in the world. You have to prove it. You have to show the fans something for you to sustain it. You have to have the fans on side. And I'm sorry to say, as I looked on Twitter tonight, a lot of the fan base, especially the ones on Twitter, boy, oh boy, they're asking him to get the hell out of us, this football club. They're saying he's lost 13 games this season. Well, him and Ten Hag have lost combined 13 games this season in the Premier League. And that's unheard of for some people. But people, please make sure you go and check out an hour and a half, maybe 2 hour show that Jarvis did with Stu, breaking it down with Stu. Make sure you check out Tactical Devils. Make sure you check out on Twitter, Elmarie39. Make sure you follow Moani 1979. Make sure you check out our Sean Thomas. on Twitter, and make sure you check out the Geopolitica podcast, how we see things across all your podcast providers. Jarvis, your last word.
Yeah, it's interesting debate, but I won't turn Amorim out. I will support him, and I don't blame him. You know, it's not Amorim's fault. You know, maybe today was a little bit dodgy, but I think he's doing as best as he can. And we have to give it more time. He needs more players so we can see his vision, but he needs to step it up.
Yeah,
But I think to keep things consistently, I think he needs to just figure out a way to keep things consistently. Because but that's a problem because these players can't be trusted. So
and he's learning on the job,
catch-22,
Jarvis. He's learning.
He's learning. So it will be difficult, and I hope that you guys who are watching and guys on the panel actually have the patience and give Amorim the time he needs, because I think it's too soon for us starting to, and if the Twitter fans starting to shout Amorim out, I think it's way too soon. It's not
some
how
of them are doing it.
work.
Yeah,
But
of course.
we are, at least we are on the panel. We are adults, and I understand that it will take time. You know the mechanisms in football. It's not an easy fix. You know, someone can do it for a short period of time, but eventually things will catch up with you. And
for me, the biggest thing I always ask any coach: don't insult my intelligence. I'm an average football fan, and Ten Hag did that to me, and he proved it to me. He showed me what he was doing with and he kept blaming the injuries. It was nothing to do with the injuries. It was just it was his basketballification of football, and it should have gone. We should have shook his hand after he won us the FA Cup and said thank you very much, goodbye, and sought another coach. But we didn't. More experienced coach, but we didn't. I never wanted Amorim. He was not in my top 3. He wasn't. He was never in my top 3. But the club decided, and they said to him, start now, try to implement a style of play with players that they fully know are not compatible the way he wants to play. And then they go and then get rid of people. They then go and get rid of people. But we say it like we say it. Big up Nottingham Forest. What showed heart, grit, determination, all of the different things. They deserve to be where they are. It is what it is. They've gone from relegation to a Champions League place. 57 points, 4 points clear of Chelsea. Is it Chelsea or Man City? One of them. It is what it is.
20 points. In front of us. Yeah.
20 points in front of Manchester United, and we deserve to be where we are. People, the table don't lie. Even though I thought last season he lied, because I actually think the football we did an armed robbery. We did blind stick-up jobs on so many teams that did us that really points that we got points from nowhere where we should be getting points. But big up to every one of you, and just say free Palestine. Big up the brigade, Celtic fans, solidarity and love. Just the beautiful solidarity they're showing. Free Palestine, free Lebanon, free the Congo. Free Tigray, free Sudan, free everyone, man. We don't discriminate against people because of their gender, their religious views, their orientation. Free the people, free all the indigenous people in the world from the corporations, from the psychopathic politicians who want to extract more and more and put hardship on working class people. Solidarity with everybody. And love and light. Free the people, free the Manchester 10, and free Manchester United from Ineos and Glazers mismanagement. Continuous mismanagement. And like I said, if he doesn't get backed next season, 6 or 7, I think he's in trouble. He's in serious trouble. I'm not going to lie. Some of these players cannot be trusted. Cannot be trusted. And it is what it is. Big up, love and light, look after each other. Take care. Go and see Saeed and tell him development. Please, I beg you. I'm redirecting you to go to Saeed. Please just keep typing development. Yeah? Because that's what Garnacho needs, not to be overplayed. He needs to be developed.
Big up, guys.
Big up, love. To Ben, Sean. Big up to appreciate the super chat, Adewale. Big up to every one of you. Big up to Khalees. Big up all the regulars, Jamie Wayne. Big up to everybody, part of the Therapy Army. Please go ahead and watch the analysis and subscribe to Tactical Devils. And make sure you give Elm Twitter, Ben, a follow, Elmore39. Love and light. Look after each other. Take care.
Good night, everyone.
Right.
I need to be up